Hello again. Old Man Sarge doing the French. The French pieces from Axis and Allies and Historical Board Gaming. The French sculpt for the infantry is very nice. I like it. I've always liked it. The iconic French helmet. That is a Vichy French marker, and that's actually fairly important in the Axis and and Global Historical Board Gaming Global 1936, because France should in normal situations fall, and then you have to roll for all the territories to see if they're Vichy French or French. And you'll be marking them with that marker right there. Unless I guess Germany doesn't want to let them become Vichy French. Maginal Line piece. It's actually a really cool piece. My camera doesn't pick up the nice detail of it, but it's very nice. Anti-aircraft artillery. Light tank, medium tank. I don't have a heavy tank for the French. Motorized and a mechanized. And then the fleet back here. Submarine, destroyer, and then that is actually a cruiser from the 1914 game, but I'm using it for a TBD, torpedo boat destroyer, the older destroyer for this game. So I have a differentiation. Carrier, light carrier, Casablanca class, and the battleship. And then the Air Force is the fighter, tactical bomber, medium bomber, and strategic bomber. I don't have a transport for them as of yet. I do have some things coming from a different company called, I think it's GHC, and it's been a pet peeve of mine for a long time, but I actually completely understand why. So because I'm a historical, I guess, student of history and enjoy history, I literally cannot stand looking at a T-34 or T-34 look-alike in Paris. I would rather see a Char B1 Biz or R-35 or something French. But I understand it's because, of course, France in almost every game out there either doesn't exist or doesn't exist for more than a turn, depending on which mode of Axis and Allies you play. Historical Board Gaming's 1936 version, you start in 36, so France has a chance to do different things. They may even be able to hold on to France, who knows. So I actually have some models coming. I don't know much about them. I believe they're metal. They're this size. And one is going to be the R-35, and the other that's a medium tank. I'm going to just continue to use the Stuart for now, but I fully intend on moving from the Stuart to to maybe the Hotchkiss, which is what the French actually had, I think, in this time frame. I have a special rule for the Char B1 Biz. This is a house rule. Once I get the model, I put it together, prime it, and then paint it blue. That's all I'm going to do for now. I know there's a lot of people out there that are incredibly good at painting miniatures and painting these miniature, the Axis and Allies pieces this small. I haven't really gotten around to do that yet. I'd like to maybe start to. But I haven't. So I've been doing other things. I've got other projects as well, so I've kind of just kept the pieces the color that they come in. But I may, paint those tanks in the future. But here's my house rule on the Char B1 Biz for Global 1936, and this is just a house rule, so you don't have to take this, you don't have to use it or not. But the Char B1 Biz can be purchased by the French. It's considered a heavy tank. It can be purchased in 36. its cost is 7. Its movement is 1, because those things were really slow. Its attack is 7, and its defense is 6. And it cannot be paired with any other unit. So it attacks at 7, defends at 6. But here is the caveat. On January 1941, till the end of the game, the Char B1 Biz loses 2 attack and 2 defense. So if the French happen to hold on and they have one of those Char B1 Bizes on the table, it just goes down to a 5-4 heavy tank is what it turns into. That moves 1. So I kind of wanted to give the French something a little special, you know, historical. Their tanks were pretty stout, but they weren't stout enough, and I think maybe the French deployed them or employed them incorrectly against the Germans, and probably didn't expect what happened with the Blitz. But I still want the French player to be able to enjoy having you know, the best tank in the world for a little while, if they decide to build it. Of course, when we go over the rules on income, you'll discover that the French don't have a lot of money, and that would take a lot of their economics to buy the Char B1 Biz. But hey, who knows? Maybe somebody wants to do that. And you already start out with the Maginot Line, just in case you're curious about that piece. It starts on the board. The pieces did arrive today. Historical Board Gaming got them to me today, which was really nice. So those are the Atlantic Wall pieces, the Hummel, the armored car. I have one of those for the Italians and for the Germans. I got the markers for the Special Naval Landing Force for the Japanese, Nagato battleship, which is the battleship that we probably should be using instead of the models from Axis and Allies, which are actually Yamato. Yamato in this game is not built yet, and it takes a little more money and time to build it. And it's a pretty stout battleship, but not as stout as this guy. That right there is the Class H-44 German battleship. And you can build it in this game. They also have rules for it for 1940 Global. It costs $36 in the 1940 Global. But it has 4 wounds. So it is definitely a strong battleship. In this game, it has 4 wounds. It attacks on a 10 on a 12-sided dice and defends on a 10. And moves 3, so that's a fast battleship, because most battleships in this game start out moving 2. However, every time it's hit, I believe it reduces its attack and defense abilities by 2. So 1 hit will take it down to an 8-8, 2 hits, 6-6, etc., etc. So, though I just want to show you those pieces in the tail end of the French pieces because I just received them. So, until the next time, we're going to go over the Italians next, and then we'll finish up with the United States, and then we'll move on to the maps for this game, and then the aids, the play aids for the game. So we'll see you in a few if you're interested in continuing to watch this series.